Hey, everybody. How are you doing today, this evening, whatever time it is for you? And I hope you're looking forward to this energy healing session today. Today we're going to be looking at, with this energy healing session, actualizing your best possible life. We'll see what I can facilitate and contribute to you regarding that in this hour or so session, of course. And of course, this is to celebrate the launch of the Source course, which is 5 full channel mode sessions to lead you to your best life. I was getting the message to facilitate 2 free sessions before this. This is the first one. And so we're sticking with the theme of creating your best life, actualizing your best life. So they would like me to get started. I'm just going to take a quick second to set some intentions, and then we'll begin with the energy healing and we'll flow from there with whatever I am guided to do for this. Flow for that's good. So give me 1 second and then we'll begin. Okay, so we're starting out with the 4 angelic fires. And if you're newer here, unfamiliar, that's a modality part of a modality I channeled through and received. So we're starting with that as well as Reiki flowing for starters with this. And I'm also just going to see if there are any channeled messages that would be for us to come through for the audience while I'm facilitating this. If you, if you don't like me channeling or talking and you just would like to receive the energy healing, you can mute this. You don't have to, though. It's up to you, as in you can turn the volume down or whatever. The energy healing will work regardless, okay? Mm. So it's a little bit funny with where they're having me start out. So I'll just be channeling while I'm facilitating the energy healing. I'll potentially let you know what I'm doing here and there regarding the energy healing. And there might be some other things I'm guided to do verbally as well regarding this. And if you've watched any of the other energy healing sessions I've facilitated recently with Energy Healing Night or as part of the membership, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're new here, don't worry. I'll talk about and explain certain things as we're going. Okay. The first thing I'm hearing to talk about here, and you know what, right now, what we're working on, I'm getting is root chakra stuff and just like lower chakra stuff, like, root, sacral, solar plexus regarding living your best life, including like beliefs that are in the way of that. So, any beliefs like it's not possible, any fears it can't happen for you, excuse me, past money stuff or like maybe even something akin to money PTSD that's in the way of you living your best life. So we're actually working through abundance issues for starters with just how the energy is working. Okay. And while we're here, feel free to just like say a little prayer for this session. Ask that it contributes to you, helps you, brings about any healing, again, contributes to you in whatever ways would be for your highest good right now, whenever you're watching this, now or in the future. Go ahead and set the intention to receive all that's for the highest good for you to receive from this, to receive any healing that's for the highest good for you to receive. And go ahead and set the intention and make the ask that this really boosts you in the highest and best directions for you and contributes to that in whatever ways would be for the highest good. And you know what? That's already my intention. Mm, what I'm hearing for this, though, is if you're also making the asks and setting intentions for you with this as well, it's actually going to like exponentialize the progress, interestingly enough. So don't be afraid to make some asks regarding this for you. Okay. I'm also getting to say, like, it's probably a good idea to let go of what your best life has to look like. So, what does that mean? You might have an idea of like the form of your best life and what that has to take. So, like, oh, it has to be a mansion in Beverly Hills and it has to be this specific person as my partner or this thing, or it has to be this specific job, or it has to be I'm this specific thing, this specific business. And that's all well and good. And you can ask for those things if you'd like. What we're actually interested in today is the energy of your best life. And then that can take whatever form it needs to. Instead of getting fixated on a form or something that might not actually be your best life. Because a lot of this reality, like the projections of society, the judgments of society, have it a bit backwards. And I'm going to ask my spirit guys to explain this because I'm just channeling this through. And what they mean by that is hmm, we sometimes think we have to have a specific form to have a specific thing. And sometimes that's true. Sometimes, however, there's always infinite possibilities. However, there can also be infinite possibilities as far as a way to get to or receive or have energies we'd like to have as our life. And it might be 10 times greater than the specific form you have imagined in your head. And some of you are already all pros at this. You're like, yeah, yeah, manifest the energy, not necessarily the specific thing. Others of you are confused and scratching your heads. So we'll see what else they have to say about that. By the way, energy healing wise, we're moving on to heart center stuff. So we're adding in the heart chakra with the work we're already facilitating here. And it's actually to open up receiving abundance, receiving what's true for you. I guess you could say receiving love. That's something I'm hearing. Receiving joy, receiving the life that's for you. Because sometimes when we close down our heart, we're not receiving as much as what I'm hearing. So if we're willing to open our heart and open up back to life, if any of you close that down, which some of you have, and sometimes people close that down because of a trauma, a traumatic experience. Sometimes some people close that down based on their own judgments or projections around life, their own stories around life. If someone has a story or belief or judgment that the world is a harsh place and life is out to get them, are they probably going to live with an open heart? No, usually they don't. So, again, one thing this session's going to be focused on is shifting beliefs that are inhibiting your best life. And that's just energetic. Okay. We might talk about some things verbally or run some processes or things verbally as well. We'll see what I'm guided to do here. Also, I just realized if you're here live for the Zoom, I forgot to open chat. So I'll be checking chat later after this, probably. So I apologize. So at least It'll mean there, not that you guys are a distraction, okay, but it'll mean there aren't any like things that pop up in chat that I get distracted by. So, which, not your fault either way. So, beliefs in the way of your best life, okay? So, for some of you, what I'm getting this is beliefs around abundance and what you'll allow in. Because, receiving can be a big part of allowing your best life in. And oftentimes, when we limit our receiving, one of the ways it can show up is through judgments. Like we're judging things as good or bad. So if we're judging people who have a lot of money as bad or bad people, we're like, oh, all those people with money and businesses are bad people. Well, one, that's not necessarily true. Two, are you going to allow yourself to have money that would allow yourself to have your best life? No, because you're judging having money as bad and you're not. And if you judge yourself as a good person or you'd like to be a good person, and we could have that's a whole conversation too, then are you going to allow yourself to have money if you think only bad people have money? No. Uh, so one thing I'm getting to do next is we're gonna run some access consciousness clearings and processes. So source fires and Velayuka, which I'll probably be working with Velayuka symbols and energies as well. I channeled those through. Okay. Access consciousness tools and clearings, that's not something I channeled through. That's a different modality that I know how to work with. I is essentially what I'll say. Okay. Um, so if you're wondering about access consciousness, I can let you know about like some of their stuff as well. That if you'd like to go look at that as another resource or tool for you, or series of tools for you, no pressure either way. But I'm gonna run like a clearing, so it's gonna have like a clearing statement, and it's gonna be a lot of weird words. But it's gonna move things and clear some energies and do some stuff that's for your guys' good. So as far as the clearing I was getting to run, let me get it from my spirit guides again here. And we're running that in addition to the other energy healing that's happening. Okay. So anywhere you won't allow yourself to have your best life because you believe you'd be a bad person if you'd have some of the things that would be a part of your best life, including money, success, abundance, a following, if that's part of it, or anything like that, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? And you could just say yes. So right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, creation, species, and beyonds. And we're going to use some access consciousness numbers too, along with that. One, two, three, 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 one, two, three, four, 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 four. Whew. And you'll probably perceive some energetic shifts with all that. Three changes the past, four creates a greater future. And now we're going to use some Valeuka symbols in addition to that, along with that. So Vumu, 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 ooh, Vumu, Vumu, Festu, 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 ooh, Festu, 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 ooh, Vastu, 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 holy heck, Vastu, 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 Prakami, 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 and a little bit more Vumu, 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 Vumu. Okay, whew. So I'm perceiving some some stuff shifted there. It's lighter. It's like we loosened some stuff up for the highest good. So, okay. The clearing statement we ran, the right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock thing, that's the access consciousness clearing statement. The threes and fours, that's a numbers thing from access. Three changes the past, four creates a greater future. The Vumu, Festu, Vastu, Prakami, those are Valeuka symbols, and you can work with those verbally by working with the symbols' names. You can work with the images of the symbols. For the sake of simplicity here, I work with it verbally with the names with these sessions. Okay. So Vumu is clean and clear, or there's a couple meanings. Burn away lower energies, clean and clear for the highest good, and discreate for the highest good. What's for the highest good to be discreated. Festu means destroy and rebuild for the highest good. So destroy what's for the highest good to be destroyed, rebuild for the highest good. So it kind of replaces it, changes energetic patterns. It's also great for cutting cords. That's maybe a different conversation. It does some other things too, really handy. Vastu, it's kind of like when you use Palo Santo after like saging a room, it brings in the highest and best energies from source. Well, it's a little bit different than Palo Santo, okay. But what Vastu does is bring in the highest and best energies from source to replace the energies that were cleared away or whatever was cleared away, whether it was like a belief or energies or anything like that. Okay. And then it can also be like a bulldozer. It can kind of bulldoze out, lower vibrational, whatever's for the highest going to be bulldozed out. Okay. Um, it can move energies for the highest good. And it also can like seal and protect the work for the highest good. So it helps healing work hold up. And you know, kind of like when you clear a room, you might use Palo Santo to fill it up and then to fill and seal, you know, so it kind of works like it seals the work for the highest good. So it holds up. So you get it. It's things that aren't for the highest good to get in if that's, you know, if applicable. So Prakami means transmute for the highest good. And there's a lot more of those, though I tend to use those symbols a lot when I'm facilitating these or facilitating like clearings and things like that. Like along with um, access processes and things like that, depending on the situation. So you have an idea of what's going on. Okay, so what's next here? So what are you not allowing yourself to receive that if you did receive it, it would lead you to your best life? Like, is that money? Is that love? And the thing is, like, this isn't always like a cognitive, like logical thought. We're not usually like we don't usually wake up and go like, ah, yes, I am going to refuse to receive love, money, and abundance today. Yes, my plan is what you know, my insane plan is working. Like we don't, it's not usually most people. Usually it's like a subconscious thing, or it's like a weird story we have subconsciously, or something like an energy we bought or a belief we bought from someone else or in childhood or something, you know, or maybe it's like decisions we've made about life, beliefs we've formed about life based on past events, and it starts to create our life formed around those decisions and beliefs. Because our beliefs create our reality. You've heard me say this before, probably if you've been following my work, but our beliefs create our reality. So if we believe having money is hard or having our dream life is hard, then we start to create more of it being hard like that, you know. Um, what I'm being guided to talk about next is I recently uncovered a belief I had where it was like and it was a hidden one where it was what was it? How's the best way for me to talk about this? Essentially I uncovered a belief that was like, oh, having a lot of money is hard or making a lot of money is hard. So what happened when I would go to make a lot of money? It became hard. You know, or just like it wasn't an easy time doing it. I'm like, oh, interesting. So um not that I'm doing terribly money wise. It was just, it was interesting when I went to ask, like, okay, what's causing certain things to show up? You know, when I go to, what's the best way to say this? I was looking at what was causing certain things to show up in my life a certain way. And that's one of the beliefs I uncovered. So, anywhere you have a belief like that, anywhere you believe it's hard to have, well, let me see what I'm guided to do here. Anywhere you believe it's hard to have the life you'd like to have, will you let go of that, please? Destroy and uncreate it. You can just say yes if that's a yes, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all and under shorts, boys, poets, creases, bases, and beyonds. And along with that, vumu, 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 how festu, 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 festu. Ooh, it's going deep. And festu, 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 perkami, 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 vastu, 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 vastu. Ooh. And they're having me bring in some Reiki symbols too, so that's interesting. Let me see what the best way to do this is. They're having me do it verbally, like the Valeyuka. So, Chokure, Chokure, Chokure. Say hey ki, say hey ki, say hey ki. Ooh. That's also clearing some beliefs. Say hey key, say hey key, say hey key. Chokure, chokure, chokure. Ooh, okay. Vastu, 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 vastu. We are combining modalities today. How's it get any better than this? Okay. So we're gonna, if you've been following, okay, I'm just gonna do it and whatever. So one of the energies or fires from the source fires modality, the source fires part of the source fires in Valeyuka is because we have the source fires and like the four angelic fires, then we also have the Voleyuka symbols in there. And I don't think I'll take too much time explaining it. Anyways, one of the fires is the red master fire of Anubis. It's just what channeled through. And that one, they're having me run that one. So red master fire of Anubis, please float for thy good. Ooh, along with they're having me run the light blue angelic fire of Archangel Metatron as well, just to work with some um distance work across time as well, and and space. So we're already doing that. So okay, we're going pretty hard. We're going a little bit more intense. So Pink Master Fire of Kuan Yin flow as well. Ow, it's gonna work with past life stuff, and they're having me run the Red Master Fire of Anubis to kill all the beliefs and everything in the way of you allowing your best life to show up. So it sounds intense, and it is, and it's going to help a lot and contribute. And you could just say, if you have anything like weird come up, you could just say, okay, I asked that only once for the highest good occurs regarding this. Thanks. If you're one of those people who like hears certain words and freaks out, nothing wrong with that. It's just, ooh, okay. So I'm going to focus on the energy healing. So you're going to notice it getting a lot lighter here soon, clearing a lot of stuff away. Whew. Some of you are, if you're crying, that's okay. Just allow the release. You're not doing anything wrong. If it's intense, that's okay. Just let it be intense for a second. If you're enjoying happiness right now and you're loving the energies, that's more than okay. Just allow that experience. No wrong experience. You're all doing great, okay? Just set the intention to receive. What's for that's good to receive. Set the intention to allow this to work. Don't fight me on this, please. I guess if you do, it's okay. It's just like, this is for you. This is to contribute to you generating your best life. So you can fight me on this. But who are you really hurting when you do that? It's not me. And if you do catch yourself fighting, that's okay. You can be an allowance of that and you can go, interesting. What's causing that to be the reaction? What's causing that to show up? Why do I feel like I have to fight right now? Why do I feel like I have to fight this guy who's contributing to me having my best life right now? That's interesting. you know, uh, so let's see here. And you're not doing anything wrong. This is interesting. They're having me like, let's say this 10 times. You can just listen, or you can say it along with me or after, or repeat it, whatever you feel called to do. I was hearing something like, I allow my best life to come in with ease and grace. What will it take for that to show up? I allow my best life to come to me with ease and grace. What will it take for that to show up? I allow my best life to show up for me with ease and grace. What will it take for that to show up? I allow my best life to come in for me, and I allow that to be my experience. What will it take for that to show up? Ooh. I allow my best life to come in for me. I allow that to be my experience. What will it take for that to show up? Ooh. I allow my best life to come in for me. I allow that to be my experience. What will it take for that to show up? I allow my best life to come in for me. I allow that to be my experience. What will it take for that to show up? Ow. I allow my best life to come in for me. I allow that to be my experience. What will it take for that to show up? I allow my best life to show up for me, to come in for me. I allow that to be my experience. What will it take for that to show up? And notice things shifting as you're saying that or listening. Things are shifting for me as I am saying it because I'm perceiving things shifting with you. I allow my best life to come in for me, to show up for me and become my experience. What will it take for that to show up? Ooh, and I allow my best life to come in for me, to become my experience. What will it take for that to show up with ease? One thing I was perceiving shifting was things along my lower back, which had to do with power and prosperity. So what if allowing your best life back in will also have to do with you allowing your power back in? And of course, you allowing yourself to be abundant, you allowing yourself perhaps to have money and prosperity. Because money problems can show up. You can have like money, like lower back stuff show up that correlates with that sometimes. And like, lower back pain can also, well, this is not intended to diagnose or prescribe, by the way. Legal disclaimer, not a doctor. However, it can also show up with you hiding your power and maybe your potency as well. And money and abundance and power and potency can be interlinked. Because if you do have more abundance, you do kind of have more power to make things happen with greater ease. Whew. So I'm getting you'll have to own your power to have your best life. That's part of it. It's part of the sauce, the recipe of the sauce of your best life, okay? That you'd like to pour over your experience. Sorry, that was a bit of a, uh, not quite a joke, but kind of a joke. It's more of a metaphor. So everything that brought up Pock and Pod, Pock and Pod. So I'm going to ask the Red Master Fire of Anubis to flow with a bit more intensity, just to help you get rid of anywhere you are clinging to a story or experience that's in the way of your best life showing up. Ow, or a belief. Ooh, there we go. That's a bit better. I don't think any better than that. Because sometimes we're clinging to something or holding something to us because well, it could be a number of different reasons. Sometimes we're afraid nothing better will show up. And you know what? What if there are infinite possibilities if we quote unquote lose something or something changes? What if we don't ever lose anything? What if it will show up in a different or greater form in the future? Whatever we quote unquote lose. And I understand if you're someone who's lost like a loved one, that can be a slightly different conversation. So don't try to apply that in ways that don't feel true to you right now, what I just said. But look at how it might be true for you. Look at where it does apply, okay? Sometimes we're clinging to a lower experience because it's giving us something. What does that mean? So, there's actually a story they'd like me to tell you that highlights it, which is there's someone I used to know, and this person was having money issues. And they were kind of looking at like, well, what are the things they get out of the situation? Like, what is it giving them? Like, what are the, I guess, like the quote unquote positives that like might be contributing to them keeping it in place? And they're like, oh, well, they're talking about how they get a lot of compliments because of how far they can stretch a dollar. If you hear my kitty in the background, you could say hi, kitty. Contributing his healing meows. which is actually kind of true. I get. Mostly he's complaining because he'd like to go outside, though. I think it's part of it. Everything that brought up, pock and pod. You might not have even heard it in the mic. So, anyways, coming back to the story. So one of the things they were getting out of it is how far they could stretch a dollar. Um, maybe some people have a story like, oh, if they make a lot of money, they're afraid they'll lose their partner. Or maybe there's a story that if they have a lot more money or abundance, they're afraid their partner will be mad and leave them because their partner's insecure. And if they have more money, other people might want to be with, the person who's afraid to lose their partner. If they have more money, other people might wish to be with them. And it's going to exacerbate past problems in the relationship to their mind, to their stories, and all that stuff. Pock and pod, pock and pod, pock and pod. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Boom, 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 boom. Anywhere you're doing stuff like that. Boom, 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 boom. Ow. Festu, 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 festu. Perkami, 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 perkami. Festu, 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 festu. Anywhere you're clinging to stuff that's giving you a lower experience, it is not giving you the life you'd like to have, and it's keeping you from having the life you'd like to have. It's keeping you from having your best possible life. And you're clinging to those lower experiences because you're getting something out of it and you're not willing to let it go, though you'd like to let it go. Will you let go of all that now, please, and allow your best life to come in and let go and allow yourself to be an allowance of whatever leaves or whatever comes in so that the best can come in. And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Everywhere you're clinging to stuff that's giving you a lower experience, all the stories, all the beliefs, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, oh, 100 shirts, points, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds, and along with that, vumu, 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 togani, 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 togani. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, vastu, 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 vastu. Perkami, Perkami, Perkami. Wow, Perkami. That's the new space. Holy heck, guys. Well, you're actually letting things go, so that's cool. I'm going to switch to Reiki. Reiki, please flow for that. It's good. Thank you. We're going to cool down the session a little bit. We're going to flow to some soothing and some integration for the work we facilitated so far. We're not done yet, by the way. I'm actually going to open chat while the energy is running in case like the audio is not working or something. Oh, Shannon said good evening at the beginning of the session. Good evening. So some of you, your heads are spinning. Good. Actually means you're shifting. You're releasing. Some of you, that means you're releasing beliefs. Um, if you're feeling dizzy, just lay down or just kind of sit. Sometimes when you break down the structures of your reality as it was, you can get what's the best thing for me to say here? You can get dizzy, okay? And we are doing some of that. We're really shifting things at a deep level. Energy healing wise, what's the best way to say this here? We've been getting to the core of why your reality is the way it is with the energy healing. And some of that's been underneath the words. Some of that's been behind the scenes with the energy healing I'm facilitating. For some of, actually, for a lot of you, the words I've been bringing through have been hitting at the core of why your reality is the way it is, at least in certain areas that have been more limited. Oftentimes, there's a number of different things, right? Right? Usually. A lot of times for many people, it can be about beliefs, it can be about what we're willing to receive, it could be about judgments, it could be about projections. It can be about what we're gaining from our current circumstances being the way they are, that we don't realize is why we're keeping it in place sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes for different ones of you, you know. Our best life is oftentimes on the other side of getting rid of all the beliefs that are keeping our life as it currently is. It's also on this other side of all the other things we've bought from other people. And that could be beliefs, it could be projections, it could be judgments, it could be something else that's keeping our life from being greater than it currently is. And sometimes we believe we are safe in our current circumstances. And because having something greater is unknown, we won't always let ourselves have that. Not to limit you, because maybe you will. Maybe you'll hear this and you'll be like, never mind, I'm doing it. But not everyone will let themselves have that because they might have something akin to fear come up as far as what could be on the other side of the unfamiliar experience, even if the unfamiliar experience is like having money or having your best life or whatever. And, you know, like, well, let me see where they'd like me to go. When it comes to money, like, there can be fears of how are people going to treat you differently. There could be fears of are people going to be jealous? And you know what? That might happen. You might have to be willing to receive, going back to what you are willing or unwilling to receive people being jealous, receive people treating you differently, receive all the things that could change if you have your best possible life. So are you willing to like receive that and allow that to exist and be part of it and be part of that journey if that's what it takes? And you know what? Maybe it won't be as big of a deal as you think it is. Or maybe it won't be as bad. Or maybe the things you're afraid will happen won't happen at all. There's always that possibility too. And you know, I'm kind of twisting your mind around these topics so you'll well, I mean, I'm being divinely guided through the words. I'm just channeling it. And at the same time, we're twisting your mind around these words so you'll let go and you'll open to a greater possibility. So we're gonna switch up to the fires. Excuse me, I'm getting to bring through now our yellow master fire of Thor, and that does a number of things. And we're also switching to the light blue angelic fire of Archangel Metatron. And ooh, cool, we're switching to the mint green. I know there's so many interesting colors they gave me for these fires. The mint green spirit animal fire. Okay, and that one, maybe I used it last time, but this is gonna be fun. So let me see what they're having me do with this. I'm just gonna ask though. So yellow master fire of Thor. Fully for thy's good, please flow. Light blue angelic fire of Archangel Metatron, please flow for thy's good. Mint green spirit animal fire, please flow for thy's good. And I know, you know what? I'm gonna roll with it. Some of the names they gave me for these, I could see it, whatever. I'm just gonna be willing to receive whatever anyone thinks or judges about it and just roll. So the other one they're having me bring through is the gold and silver master fire of the unicorns. And if you're looking at this intuitively, it also might show up as pink for you. Oh my gosh, and that is working. Here we go. Things be shifting here. So Yellow Master Fire of Thor, it pretty much like super boosts the other fires. So it's like it boosts the other fires, amplify. I guess you could say amplifies the other fires fully for the highest good. It also can bring in upgrades for the highest good. And there's other things it does. Gold and Silver Master Unicorn Fire. Gold and Silver Master Fire of the Unicorns, I believe. That one has a funny story that they're telling me to tell you. What it does is it has to do with healing magic, bringing about more magic. It can also have to do with healing inner child, and it does more than that. Ooh, so that one was funny because I was channeling through the second class for the source fires modality before my spirit, whatever. I'm getting into details I don't need to. And what kept happening was like the unicorns kept showing up and be like, "Hey, we'd like to have a fire. We'd like to add a fire to the class." hey, we have a fire. Hey, we'd like to be a part of this. So, and it's I've worked with unicorns, a spirit animal, a bit here, and to me, it's all source. It's source showing up. Actually, how it would be best for me to talk about it today. Just know that unicorn spirit animal is showing up for me. That's what they're having me say. And it's funny because I haven't, whatever. Unicorns are showing up, and I'm like, okay, fine. Like I think some people might find this ridiculous, but if I'm going to follow my intuition and divine guidance, I have to be totally in allowance. This was not my exact wording, but it's just kind of like the gist was like, fine, we're doing it. Fine. I'll do it. Some people might think it's ridiculous. I'm okay with that. Let's just go. And they gave me it was the gold and silver master fire of the unicorns. And so I had to do with magic, healing a being regarding magic, boosting a being's magic, bringing more magic to life, I guess, healing a being regarding their magic so they'll allow more magic, allow themselves to be as magical as they truly be. It also has to do with inner child healing. So that's that spirit animal master fire, different one entirely. The mint green spirit animal master for was it master fire? Mint green spirit animal fire, I believe is what it is. And that one has to do with the higher mind, healing the higher minds, getting you to a place where you're operating from the higher mind instead of the lower minds. And like higher mind is like, okay, channeling intuition, knowing, clarity, uh, harmony, highest connection to source, etc. Fully that's good. Uh, lower mind's more like the fear, the doubt, the stories, the da 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 da. This I'm gonna say it, and I don't mean it to be as harsh. It's just the way it was about to pour out of my mouth with stupid human stuff, which is we don't need to judge it either. But that lower stuff that people sometimes go into, and if it shows up, there's nothing wrong with that. This is gonna be contributing to clearing that. And how much easier would it be for you to have your best life if you were coming from the higher mind all the time? If you were coming from your knowing and intuition all the time, if you weren't second guessing, if you weren't going, well, I'm getting to do this, but this expert over here said to market this way and to do it this way. And then you get everything all backwards because you're coming from like this reality and like limitation and other people's limiting beliefs and other people's stories and projections on judgments on what's right instead of what's you're intuitively getting is actually going to work for you. So all that stuff, pock and pod, 1 2 3 3 3 3 1 2 3 4 4 4 4 4, vumu 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 per kami per kami per kami per kami per kami vastu 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 and festu ow festu. Ooh. So and you'll perceive the energy shifting as I'm saying, as I'm working with the Valeuka symbols and everything. So just roll with it. Just perceive the energy shifting, know it's working. Uh, and you'll probably notice things getting lighter. That's great. However, if you're following your intuition, you're going to get the best steps for you. You're going to get what works for you. The second you go to what everyone else is saying, and there are some caveats, okay? But if you're going to what someone else is saying over your intuition, it's probably not going to work out as well for you as if you listen to your intuition. You know, especially if like you channel and it's accurate, like this universe has shown you over and over and over again you're accurate and in tune, or however your intuition shows up, however your awareness shows up, whatever you work with. Like when that's accurate, just listen to it. Cause like that's the sauce. That's what's gonna get you to your best life, probably faster than like what most other people could tell you. Because how many people like offering like business advice, for example, are actually coming from like infinite possibilities and like higher reality and intuition and channeling and knowing. Some of them, uh, and this is out there. Some of them are just out there to get your money, and some of them are there to contribute and to do really great work to contribute and get you results. And I love money. I really appreciate money, and for me, I also would prefer to contribute a lot if people are paying me. You know, you get it. Like you'd like something that's effective and contributes and for the highest good when you're offering something for money, but not everyone operates like that. And that is another reason to follow your intuition and awareness with what's out there and who you're listening to and what you're imbibing. So everything that brought up, pocket pod, pocket pod, pocket pod, pocket pod, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, vastu, 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 vastu. Out, perkami, 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 perkami. Oof. What's best for to get to next here? So if you're listening to your intuition, if you're honing that in, like you're gonna get to your best life a lot more quickly, especially if that's one of your asks and you're putting that out there to the universe and you're getting clear on like I might have to talk about this more, what the energy of your best life is. So if you're getting clear on like some of the elements of your best life, what would make that up? Like is it so what does that mean? So if you're like, okay, my best life, I know that it's full of joy, ease, and peace. It's free from struggle or unnecessary struggle. It's free from suffering or unnecessary suffering. It involves a lot of abundance. It involves connection to source. It involves at least this amount of money that I'm getting intuitively. Maybe it's like 6 figures. Maybe it's 7 figures. Maybe it's huge. Maybe it's 50, whatever it is for you. But there's no wrong amount. Like there's not a lack of abundance in the world. Okay, there's infinite and unlimited abundance. And the sooner you get to that place where you recognize that, the more readily you're going to allow abundance in. Because some people won't allow abundance in because they're afraid of taking from others. The question is, are they? Are they actually when they allow abundance in or allow money in? And also, how generous are you going to be if you allow yourself to have a lot of money and you have this constant flow of money and abundance in your life? In like abundance can take many forms. Money is one of them. It can also be like intuition and connection to source and like channeling. Like I can be a lot more generous with channel messages for people because I have my connection to source and channeling like I do. I just can. Whether that's for money or it's for people I know or it's for free or whatever, or it's here in this energy healing session. I could be very generous with that. And I'm not taking away from anyone else by having it. I get that's true. I'm not taking away anyone else's gifts by having my gifts as much as I can. I get that's true. Um, Maybe there's some people who aren't at a very connected place who are trying to do some type of spiritual work who think I'm taking opportunities away from them because I'm at this higher place with my intuition and channeling than they are. Uh, they have every day to make the choice to put into work to grow their gifts and grow their intuition. And also, I'm not because there's infinite abundance, you know? um, And if they're not at the place to effectively do the work, maybe it's time for them to hone their gifts and abilities in and focus on that and know that their abundance will come instead of focusing on everyone else who's doing the work and thinking they're losing out when they're not if they're not quite in the place to do it. Like there's probably infinite abundance and opportunity for them if it's what they're meant to be doing once they're ready to go and the universe will absolutely gift that to them if they're willing to receive it without holding anything back once they're ready for it and once they're there. And it won't take away from me or anyone else doing the work at all if we're meant to continue doing the work like this. So everything that brought up, pocket pod, pocket pod, pocket pod. And like think about how that applies to your situation, if it applies, how it applies to your situation. If this is not if you're like, I'm not even trying to, I'm just trying to make my car salesman business work or whatever it is. It's like, well, how does it apply? Maybe. um, because like a lot of people think there's scarcity, but there's not. That's human programming. That's a lie. And the sooner you let go of that human programming and lie, the more ready you will be to receive abundance and live in abundance and allow your best life to come in. Because you won't think you're stealing from people and being a terrible person by having abundance. And you know what? Abundance is absolutely going to be part of you having your best life. It's whatever abundance is to you, whether it's connection to source, relationships, love, money, all of the above. Your best life is probably an abundant one. Yeah. And honoring and respecting yourself enough to have abundance. And yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm gonna ask, what are we working with now? So I'm gonna ask the four angelic fires to flow in addition to what's already working here. And you know what? The energies like four angelic fires, Reiki, it's just gonna flow wherever's for the highest good for it to flow, do whatever's for the highest good for it to do, be what's for the highest good for it to be. Uh, so it's just gonna be working whatever ways are for the highest good for you and your universe, I suppose. So what's for the highest good to bring through next here? So what will it take for you to realize, to know, to receive that there's an infinite and unlimited source of abundance, money, and resources? I guess you could say that the universe is, that's available to you. What will it take for you to receive from that? What will it take for you to ask for that to show up in your life and ask to receive from it 24/7 and ask to know that you're worthy of that and ask to know that you're worthy to receive? I'm going to ask Reiki to flow in addition to whatever other energies are flowing for that is good to contribute to you letting go of unworthiness issues wherever it might apply to each of you respectively. Ow. Because that's also at the heart of some of this with receiving here. And again, sometimes receiving in a different way you could think about it is like allowing things to be there. I'm going to revisit this really quickly. So it's like, yeah, there's receiving where it's like, okay, someone gave me money. I'm receiving this money. Thank you so much. And also there's like, if you have a big audience or you're looking to grow your audience, you're probably at some point going to have some sort of weird as heck negative comments people post because they're just coming from a weird wounded place or whatever. Or you scratched at something that started to destroy their reality and they felt they had to defend it. So they had to fight back, and judge you, and. But it's like not a big deal, really, once you really look at it. But two, it's like, are you willing for that to be there? Like, are you okay with that showing up when you go to grow a following, if that's a target you have, and just as an example in general, or to have your best life? And if you're afraid of things people will say or whatever, it's like, are you willing to receive that? And by that, I mean, have that be there in some way. It doesn't mean you have to like engage with it and like choose to fight with this person and choose to invite more negative comments on purpose or put that out to the universe. It's not like that. It's more just like, are you willing to allow that? Are you willing to allow that to be part of the experience in some way in order to have what you'd like to have? And you don't have to even, again, like really focus on it, but are you willing to receive that? So it's not like align and agree with it and be like, oh, yeah, that negative comment, and like not take on whatever weird energies they're trying to project at you and bring them into your body. That's not what I mean. It literally just like, oh, interesting. That person posted that. Okay. I'm going to move on now or whatever shows up. Okay. But how many of you like keep your best life or something you'd like away from you because you're afraid of what might happen if you have it? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? We're hitting on something there. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 100 short sports, poetry, bases, and beyonds. Along with that, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and along with that, vumu, 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 festu, 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 vestu, 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 perkami, 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 vestu, 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 Vastu, Vastu, yeah. Vastu, 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 Vastu. And I'm also going to ask the Red Master Fire of Anubis to flow again, just to get rid of anywhere you're in your own way when it comes to your best life showing up. Ow. Whoa, that's It's got some room to it or something. Potency. Oh, deep breaths, please, if you need it. Try not to blow directly in the microphone, so I apologize. Okay. So next thing I'm getting is to facilitate here is we're gonna cut some chords that are for the highest good to be cut regarding. So what's the best way to say this? Essentially, what I'm getting is I'm going to facilitate cutting cords that are in the way of your best life showing up here. So that's like attachments to people. That's we'll just see what shows up here. So I'm gonna work with value cost symbols for this. Because I'm hearing that's the best way I have to facilitate this right now for this. So the way I facilitate this is I'm gonna surround you with the symbol festu on four sides. So let me draw that. So if only fully for that's good, you know. If you're worried, if you're one of the one or however many people that are worried when I start to do stuff, just be like, okay, I asked to receive only what's for the highest good for me to receive from this. Thank you. Uh, because it's like you are part of what we are doing here today in a way. Like you are complicit in the healing, if that makes sense. You have a certain level of power in this healing session as well, as far as what you'll receive, where you're willing to go, how much you're willing to heal, how much you're ready to heal. So you know, I'm going to do my darndest to facilitate all that's for that's good for me to facilitate. You know, at the same time, you are part of this equation as far as how much you're willing to receive and how far you're willing to go right now. Okay. So I'm going to show up, I'm going to facilitate, I'm going to channel through, I'm going to allow myself to be divinely guided through how to facilitate this. I'm going to work with my intuition. How far are you willing to go? How far are you ready to go? And that might be why it's helpful to listen to this multiple times, by the way. You might be ready to go a lot further next month, next week, next year, whenever, you know. Maybe you'll put this on multiple times or many times. And I was guided. I'm going to end up putting this on YouTube. So you could put this on a YouTube playlist, you know, put it on while you sleep or something, or not. It's your call. But, anyways, let's do this cord cutting thing. I got sidetracked by something else that was popping up. So Reiki, please flow. So Festu, 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 Festu. So Festu, around you on four sides. So Festu, 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 Festu. Please sever any and all cords that would be for that. Could you sever? Thank you. Ow, perfect. Now Vastu, 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 Vastu. Please seal any and all severed cords that would be for that could be sealed in whatever ways would be for that could. Thank you. Vastu, 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 Vastu. Perfect. Ow. Then we bring in Valleyu. Valleyu, 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 Valleyu. Woo. And we're going to clean it up with Perkami. Well, one second here. So that's kind of it. The cords are severed here. I'm gonna ask Archangel Michael to clean that up. How would be for that is good. Thanks so much, Archangel Michael. Ooh, true angels of the choice, divine lights, please. And I know I'm wordy with that. Don't worry about it. That's just my habit at this point. It's not necessary. I realize that. But angels, please clean up the cord cutting and whatever always would be for that's good. Finish that work and whatever would be for that's good. Actually, they're saying that's unnecessary. Okay, we're good then. They'd like me to run per kami though. So per kami, per kami, per kami, per kami. Whoa, per kami, per kami, per kami, per kami. Okay. And they also like me to run Kaisa for chakra balancing here. So give me 1 second to get, I'm already perceiving. So let me, Kaisa, 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 Kaisa. Vumu, Vumu, Vumu. So what's up? I'm actually gonna pave a path for Kaisa with Vumu, 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 and Festu, 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 and Vastu, 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 and Berkami, 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 Berkami. I'm gonna ask Kaisa's energies to flow from source to each of your chakras. Should it be in the highest good? And let's run this again. Kaisa, Kaisa. There we go. Kaisa, 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 Kaisa. Vastu, 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 Vastu. Okay, so they're saying they're done with the session. So we're going to close it up in a second here. I realize we're kind of all over the place with the words, or maybe to me that's my what I think, but maybe it wasn't that way on your end. We might have been all over the place with the words. I was what I'm getting was we were aiming to hit on all the areas that would be asking for this session that would begin to unlock things energetically and that would get you to let go of things energetically and that would just change things energetically for the highest good essentially here. Okay, so let me set some closing asks and intentions here. So thank you, Reiki. Thank you, Source Fires and Valeyuka. Thank you, Angels. I guess I'll also say thank you to Access Consciousness and the Access Consciousness tools that I worked with. And so Reiki and the Source Fires and Valeyuka, please continue to work until any shifts and changes that would be for that is going to be completed are completed. Thank you so much. That's the angels. So true angels of the twice lights. Sorry, that was too wordy. Angels, please clean and clear. Sorry. Angels, please sweep the recipient's auras. Should it be in the highest good? I'm going to ask your spirit team, your spirit guides that are for the highest good to participate in this. Each of you watching and listening to this, please sweep the aura of the recipients if it's for the highest good. Please remove anything from their auras that's for the highest good to be removed that they're ready to let go of. Regarding the end of this session, I guess, and in general, thank you. Please transmute those energies for the highest good or deal with them in whatever ways would be for the highest good. If transmuting them is not the best move, thanks so much. I'm going to run some more Folio Cow really quickly here just to clean house a bit. Vumu, 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 vumu. Well, not literally clean house, but maybe it'll clean house too. Vumu, 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 vumu. Festu, 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 festu. Perkami, 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 perkami. Vastu, 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 vastu. Blue Angelic Fire of Archangel Michael, please flow to wrap the session up for the highest good, along with I ask Vastu's energies to flow from source to contribute to that as well, fully for the highest good. And angels, please wrap up the session, whatever ways would be for that is good. Angels, please watch over the session now, past, present, future, outside of time, and please ensure only what's for the highest good occurs regarding the session now and in the future, and in the past and outside of time. And true as infinite source, please watch over this and ensure the highest and best results are attained now and going forward regarding the session. And please contribute to these beautiful beings getting to their best life, should it be in the highest good, at whatever time and pace is correct and for the highest good of each of them, respectively, that or greater. How's it get any better than that? Amen. Thank you. So, cool. So, thank you for being here and participating in this. Sarah says, wow, so powerful for me, especially Anubis energy, which went everywhere, but seemed to be especially focused on my crown chakra. Incredible. Thank you, Brandon, Angels, God, Fires, and Source. You're welcome, Sarah. That was amazing. Thank you, Bianca. I so appreciate the feedback. Thank you so much. So helpful. You're welcome, Mary. Thank you so much. This cleared a lot for me. You're welcome, Jillian. So glad to hear it. So I appreciate you guys being here and receiving this session. I so hope and that it contributed whatever was for the highest good. And it's really effective in moving you towards your best life and moving energies for the highest good. And should it be in the highest good, moving anything in the way of your best life? Okay. If you'd like to go further with the work, a couple of things. I mean, one, you're going to be able to download this if you signed up through my website. Two, I'm going to be putting this on YouTube as well, just because it's a free gift. So you can rewatch this as many times as you feel called, for as long as you feel called. You can put it on a YouTube playlist or whatever, it could just keep contributing to you, you know. Um, Maybe you put it on when you sleep. Maybe you just put it on when you feel called. Two, I have more energy healing sessions like this in the Let's Go Higher membership. So if you ever feel called to that, or you can find more energy healing sessions there. There's also some on the online store at brandonhbloom.com. So you can look there. And three is the source course, which was really the reason I facilitated this today. One of them, I mean, one is to contribute and to gift, of course, and put something out into the world that's going to contribute. Two is to celebrate the source course. So if you feel called to go deeper and further with creating your best life and generating that, I invite you to look at the source course. It's going to be 5 live full channel mode sessions geared towards leading you to your best life, essentially. And it's meant to be a big energetic boost towards you living your best life. So you can find that on my website, brandonhbloom.com, or in the store, or wherever else I've linked it or posted it. And if you feel called to it, if you feel like that's going to contribute, I really hope to see you there. If that's not what you feel called to right now, that's okay too. There's no pressure. And I really hope you still received something really awesome from this energy healing session. Oh, by the way, I have another free channeled session that's geared towards actually actualizing the greatest possibilities in your life that I'll be facilitating next week. That will also be free. So you can, if you're part of the newsletter, you can find information about that there. It'll probably be on my website somewhere if you don't feel like signing up for the newsletter. And that one, yeah, we'll see whatever I'm guided to do about facilitating that. So if you feel drawn to go further, awesome. Again, if not, hope this contributed. And uh, Ellie says, we love you. Many, many thanks to you and your Angelic Collective. You're so welcome. I so appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys so much for showing up for this. And Lindsay says, thank you, felt a lot of shifts. You're welcome. So glad to hear it. Because, the greater you guys get, the greater your lives get, the greater the world gets, and the greater the universe gets in a sense, so thank you for showing up for this for that reason alone as well. And it's one more reason for you to allow your best life in, as one, the example that sets for everyone else. We're like, oh, you can have that. You can have a really great life and have abundance and have ease and joy, and you don't have to suffer. And oh, what will it take for me to have that too? Because otherwise they might just be unconsciously, or maybe even anti-consciously, running similar things to other people, and they might not see that possibility and choose. Maybe they will, but they might not see that possibility and choose that. But you can be that possibility in the world and be that energetic for the highest good door, not literally doorway, but it's like when you live in that, you're opening this metaphorical for the highest good doorway for others to step into it more easily as well. And it becomes a greater possibility for other people to step into as well. Sort of. I'm not saying that totally perfectly. Essentially, it's easier for other people to get there. Okay, so you're doing a great thing by becoming as great as you can be and allowing your life to become as great as it can be. So if nothing else, if you feel called to work towards that, shift things so you can have that, then that would be a great contribution to the world. And you know what? The cool thing is, you don't have to go out there and suffer for everyone else to do that or have that. You don't have to go out there and suffer for everyone to contribute to the world or have, a contribution you'd like to have through something like that. So I hope you'll allow yourself to be as great as you can be and allow your life to be as great as it can be. And that's it, guys. So again, and says, thank you. This was wonderful. You're so welcome. So glad to hear it. You have a wonderful night too, Shannon. You're welcome, Bianca. So thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day or evening. And I will hopefully see you later in a future content, video, the course, or whatever. Okay, would be for the highest good. So please take care and give yourself a round of applause for showing up for yourself and having your own back by showing up here in a sense. So take care, guys. Okay. And please go do, well, what's the best thing for me to say here? Please go, if it's for the highest good, do and be your best to live your best life. Should it be in the highest good? That or better. Okay. That or greater. Anything else before I say goodbye? All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Let's go out there and kick some butts or go out there, rest and integrate, whatever we need. Okay. Bye bye.